Last call for the Monday train. All aboard. Whoop whoop. It's Monday. Hey Internet, nice to see you again, and thank you for hopping aboard the Monday train. I actually had a pretty decent weekend, unlike roommate Rob's, who's been deathly sick and bedridden the whole time. I actually got out of here, went and saw Paranormal Activity with shirtless Brandon on Saturday, and it was brilliant. Was that Russian? Now, I may have become a sucker for the this is faux documented footage movies. Cloverfield was great. District 9 was also brilliant. It hasn't become just a gimmick or a cliche for me yet. Like I said in my Cloverfield review, if you haven't seen that, it really makes the whole experience so much more immersive because it really brings you down to the ground level with the actors, and it seems like you're experiencing all these events with them, and I really like that. But in addition to the direction of the film, even the actors were great. It's pretty much just two people the entire time, just Micah and his girlfriend Katie. They have to keep your attention for almost a full 2 hours. There's some side characters a little bit, but they're on the screen pretty much all the time. And that's not easy to do. It's not easy to keep an audience's attention for 2 hours with just two people, but they definitely kept my attention. And it's not so much a traditional horror movie with special effects, gore, and just people getting torn to shreds. That's why I thought I would like it. Again, if you've seen when I reviewed Drag Me to Hell real quick, I cannot handle gore at all. One drip of blood and I pass out. That's why this film attracted me. It wasn't just gore and ugh. No, it was very subtle. Instead of scaring you with a lot of the pop-up scares that modern horror movies have, it was much more subtle. And because you had that first-person view with like their home camera, it was so much more effective, and they didn't have to do as much to really put you on edge. When you go to like a regular horror movie, you have expectations and you just desensitize because of your expectations. If you go see the new Saw movie, you just expect torture and gore and you're ready for it. When you've come to see a movie like this, you feel like this is actually happening. And so every little thing that happens that shouldn't happen, any little break in reality is so much more terrifying. It's just the tiny little things like a door slamming or a pounding coming from downstairs. It's just those things that put you so much on edge. And I think this movie did a fantastic job in all aspects. And it was shot on like a budget of like $11,000. That is incredibly impressive. Definitely a recommendation there. Weekend well spent. And I'm almost ashamed to say that the rest of my week was spent reading Twilight. Okay, but before you say anything, I read this to try to prove a point again. I worked at FYE for the last couple years before college. The Twilight kids would just come in once in a while. And, you know, we'd always make fun of them. I wanted a reason to make fun of them. I wanted to be able to justify my taunts, so I decided to read Twilight. And I had a bunch of recommendations, but I just knew I wouldn't like it. I mean, it's romance, not a fan. It's told through a girl's perspective, not a fan. Vampires, definitely not a fan. This, in theory, should be the worst book ever created. It was a bit predictable. The writing was not very deep, but I was so addicted to it. I could not put it down, I swear. Friday night, I planned on just reading a chapter, but I spent probably 2 or 3 hours just sitting at the end of our bed reading it, and I just couldn't put it down. I was like, well, what's gonna happen next? It's so there. And the one and only reason Twilight is so addicting is because Edward is just so flawless. Edward. Forget that ever happened. I can no longer make fun of Twilight kids. A part of me has changed because of Twilight. I just wanted everybody to know that. And now I feel like I have to address this huge views situation that's arisen from my last video. First of all, I was being completely sarcastic last time when I was talking about getting to 200 views by people just hitting refresh a bunch of times. No, I never actually thought people would go and watch my video 15 times. No, all I was trying to say is that Rob's videos are phenomenal. From never making videos before, they're incredibly smooth and very entertaining. I was just trying to give him some props. But Keith especially took this idea and was like, I'm gonna beat Luke. I'm gonna get to 300 views or 500 views or whatever he said. He actually went ahead and had people just do that. Just watch our videos a bunch of times. Not only his, but they did do it to mine too. The views should be a count of the people watching our videos with interest, not watching them just to spam up the views, because then the views become irrelevant and they don't mean anything. It shouldn't be turned into this huge views war and who can get the most views, because the GQs are supposed to be a family. We're supposed to be a family. And this views war has torn us apart at the seams. And we've grown apart. We need to bring it back together. We're supposed to be a family. That was weird. But nonetheless, you guys didn't get me to 200 views. Thank you everybody who watched it with interest and enjoyed it. But like I said, I do something special for you. Stick around after the questions, and after this video, I'll explain what I'm going to do. Now, with all other boring filler material aside, let's get to the questions. Last Tuesday, Keith asked if you could do one thing all summer, what would you do? I am such a lazy has become a noun, that I would stay on my futon. It's my futon at home. It's perfect. I have a computer there. I have my PS3, my TV, my surround sound. There's a door if anyone wants to come visit me, and it can turn into a bed when I get tired. It's everything I need, but just like the marshmallows in the swimming pool, it's gotta be a bit magic. So first of all, it has to be engineered in a way where I never have to use the bathroom, because then I never have to get up. Also, it's gotta bring all the food I need to me. Same thing, don't wanna get up. In addition to that, it's gotta keep me little, because I don't wanna be growing giant sitting on a futon all summer. I got all I need. Anyone wanna come check out the futon? I'll be there. Robs came in Wednesday with another great question. He asked, if there was one thing you could change about yourself, what would it be? Now please don't go calling me superficial or shallow or anything like that, but as you can see, and as you have seen, I'm borderline gorgeous. But there's one thing holding me back. The complexion of this face is disgusting. Looks like I've been attacked by a rabid, serrated paring knife, and then my skin is just boiled. They just boiled it after that. The paring knife boiled my face after attacking it. And I've sat through this trash for about 2 years now. Made a little progress, but not enough. And I just want some smoothness. Is that too much to ask to just peel all this nasty away to some beautiful skin below and throw that nasty back in my high school memories? Is that too much to ask? I have to walk through day in and day out with a hideous mask in front of everything. It's terrible. I'm completely fine with the rest of myself. No problems at all, in and out. But it's just this bad boy. Ugh, so bad. So yeah. Connor, man, I really hate your questions. I don't know why I have such a loathing for this question, but I just don't want to answer it. I actually wasn't gonna answer it because I didn't have an answer. He looks like Connor, not an animal. But then I remembered this smile, and King Kong is my answer. And Shirtless Brandon came in to wrap up the week with his question, why does everybody hate Obama? Because Obama's a politician, in addition to being a president. And in politics, everybody hates somebody. Do you hear that? It's time again for my question. My question this week, there's not going to be any tangents, any ways around. It's just going to be straightforward. Pick your answer, explain why. Would you rather spend your entire life married to and living with someone you loved more than she loved you, or someone that loved you more than you loved her? Don't try going around it. I just want to know why. Personally, I would pick someone that loved me more than I loved her. Because I have found out that I get so dependent on being loved that I think someone that didn't love me as much as I loved them would be so much worse. And that's it. That wraps up the Monday. Stick around right after this video to find out what I'm going to give you for getting me 200 views. And we can party together. And we can party hardy till next Monday. See you around. Hey internet, thanks again for getting me to 200 views. Might have been a little foul play in there, but I'm going to push that aside. You did your job, got me 200 views, now I got to do something for you. And so without further ado, I'm going to attempt something that may have never been done on YouTube ever before. Tomorrow night, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central, we are going to have the world's largest collective eating of Oreos. I thought I'd give you a day to go and grab some delicious Oreos, but we're going to eat them together come 7 o'clock, Tuesday night. I'll see you there. Welcome to Tuesday, everybody. Just about that time for us to eat some Oreos together. So everybody, if they'd prepare their Oreos any way they like to prepare them. I have double stuff Oreos here, but I'm going to do something I just love to do, okay? You can eat them however you want. Some people just like to eat the frosting. Some people just like to eat the cookie. Some people like to just eat the cookie and the frosting like Oreos are supposed to. I'm going to do something a little extravagant. Double stuff, cookies removed. We're making a quad stuffed Oreo. Everybody, you see that? If my calculations are correct, it should be just about 7 o'clock in 3, 2, pause the video if it's not 7 yet, 1, 7 o'clock, everybody eat their Oreos. This is so good. I can't get over it. This couldn't have been done without you guys getting me to 200 views. Just sexy good. Just sexy good. You just can't beat that. Well, I just like to thank everybody that participated in this collective eating of Oreos on YouTube. I'll see you next Monday.